everyone. Hi. Yes, I know it's been a very long time, and fortunately, I am alive. I'm not dead, or unfortunately, depending on who you are. So, yes, as you would have read from the title, this video is about books written by Japanese author. And what I love about Japanese literature is how it takes such a minute, minuscule thing and turns it into this complex, interesting, and not so dull narrative. Gives it a whole new perspectives, and it gets you thinking by the end of the day. And I want to recommend these books so you can read it and see for yourself how they are. So without any further ado, let's just get started. So my first book would be If Cats Disappeared from the World by Genki Kawamura, and this is translated by Eric Saland. Now, this is a story about a boy who's going to die in a week due to some illness, and he's going back to his building when he suddenly collapses and he wakes up to find the devil himself waiting for him. And the devil tells him that he's going to die just the next day, but there's a catch to it. He can grant him a day of his life if the boy wishes away something to eradicate it completely from the world in return of it. So one thing eradicated forever for one day of his life. And it is a very unique book because first of all it provides a very different perspective of the devil in itself. Then it makes you think about the minute things in our life that we take for granted, but you never know how it affects you or how it becomes an integral part of your life. Plus, as he makes things disappear, he is also faced by some guilt of making them disappear. So this is a very complex, yes, the complex idea, but the language is so easy to comprehend. Plus it will tear at your heart. I don't know, it was very heavy on me as I was reading it. So yes, this is one of my favorite to try it. My second book would be Sweet Bean Paste by Durian Sukegawa, and this is translated by Alison Watts. Now this book is about this elderly lady who comes to this shop where this person sells confectionery, and she offers to work for this person, and in order for very less pay. And this guy is quite intrigued and he does not want to employ such an old lady. Plus there's something very wrong with her fingers, and he is afraid that that might scare the customers away. But he agrees to employ her, and we get to know about her life and her struggles. And with it, we also get to know the narrators, the boy, his struggles. And I think this book is it has a very substantial meaning to it, since it does talk about people who suffer from Hansen disease and what were their suffering, and how empathy, great amount of sympathy for all those who have suffered from any illness that has led them to a complete separation from their loved ones or from the society in itself. And it really pulls and tugs at your heart. So yes, lovely book. My third book would be The Convenience Store Women by Sayaka Murata, and this is translated by Ginny Taple. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. So yes, this is a story about a 36-year-old woman who works at a convenience store. She has been working at a convenience store for about 18 years, and she has never had a boyfriend, and she's not even thinking about marriage. And as you know it, the society is terribly worried for her, and they're always nagging her to get married, to have a boyfriend, because they think that there's something wrong with her. But she is completely happy with her life, and it just shows that how her life is somehow and in some manner intruded by the society, and how it puts a pressure on her completely happy self. And and deals with questions about how we as a person have also to live up to the expectations and everything, and it makes you think. So yes, I think this is quite an amazing book for what it has to offer. My fourth book would be Slow Boat by Hideo Furukawa, and this is translated by David Boyd. Now, when I was getting this book, this had a lot of mixed reviews. Some people loved it, some people thought it's trash, but I found it fascinating. That's the correct word for it. It was quite fascinating. As for the narration is very fragmented. Like, it's the narrator is not somebody whom you can call quite reliable. Like, it shifts from the first person narrative to another person in general, like into a third person narrative. So it is a bit of unreliable narration. Plus it is about a boy who is trying, a man actually, who is trying to leave Tokyo but is unable to. And he talks about his three relationships and how he tried but he just couldn't get out of Tokyo. And this book is inspired by a short story written by Murakami that is also called A Slow Boat to China. And yes, this was quite interesting. I think I like it more for the narration, the way it's written, because it's so different. I like fragmented writing. I find it somewhat challenging, and I find it interesting. It's like, oh, another way that a writer writes and challenges himself to do something different. So I always appreciate new forms of writing and new styles. So yes, this is the reason why I really like it. And may you read it and tell me how you like it. So yes, that's it for the fourth book. For the fifth and the last book, that would be The Master Key by Masako Togawa, and this has been translated by Simon Grove. Now, this book is a murder mystery book, and this has a lot going on in it. First, where to start? First, it starts with a story of a person who's crossing the road. A lady who's crossing the roads meets with an accident, and we get to find out that it is not a lady, it is a man. Then we get to find out that the building that the setting is on, there's somebody has some dead body of a child buried inside the building. Okay, so these two stories are already said. Then comes the main crux of the story, that is the single women that are living in this apartment, and all of them have some secret that they are trying to hide, and how those secrets just weave together in order to reach the end. And this murder that has taken place, how you think that you have found the solution to it, but it opens up to another level and you were not expecting that. So yes, it was quite a mind turner, and I kept guessing at some intervals that okay, this would be the outcome, but yes, it turned out to be something quite different from what I was expecting. So yes, these were my 5 books, and I hope you enjoy it. I have also mentioned the names of the translators because I think translation is a very, very tricky business. Plus, it takes a lot and a lot of effort. So, I think they should also be acknowledged. And hence, I did that. So, yes, I hope you read these books and I hope you enjoy them. Do tell me if you do try.